expand the opportunities you have access to within Canada. So with that said, let me try to share my link, my screen here. Give me a second. Let's fix this one first before we figure out the live streaming. So once this one is working fine, then I guess we can do that. Give me a sec, let me share my screen. Okay. You see my screen now? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So the first section is talking about the cloud, the Oracle Cloud Application Suite itself. This is the infrastructure on which all these other applications are built. So
Oracle Cloud applications are built on Oracle Cloud infrastructure.
Let's start from the beginning.
Hello. In this session, we'll take a look at how Oracle approaches the SaaS model. Oracle's Cloud Application Suite is a complete enterprise cloud designed to modernize your business. Our complete cloud suite of SaaS applications, which includes enterprise resource planning, supply chain management, human capital management, and customer experience, brings consistent processes and a single source of truth across the most important business functions. These applications have deep integrations between them, a common data model, and a consistent user interface. At Oracle, we own all the technology stacks that power our suite of cloud applications. Oracle Cloud applications are built on Oracle Cloud infrastructure and ensure performance, resiliency, and security that enterprises need. Your business no longer needs to worry about maintaining a data center, hardware, operating systems, database, network, or all the security. Oracle Cloud applications are updated quarterly with new features and improvements. These updates are based on our deep understanding of customers' functional needs, as well as modern technology such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things, blockchain, and digital assistants. Expectations for user experience only go up. Oracle's Redwood user experience methodology ensures those expectations are matched and exceeded by including powerful and predictive search, a look and feel that isn't just pretty, but actually helps users see what they need to do in the order they need to see it, and providing conversational and micro interactions. Oracle, as a SaaS provider, puts the customer first by increasing the speed of implementation by eliminating much of the hardware, software setup activity. So what does this approach look like when customers adopt Oracle Cloud applications? When Oracle provides quarterly updates, they're usable immediately. Customers can focus on leveraging the new functionality instead of spending cycles on installing it. Because Oracle hosts the heavy part of the applications and customers access it via thin clients, the applications can be used from nearly anywhere and on a wide range of devices, including your smartphones and your tablets. A lot of the benefits you see here result from Oracle's provider model. Customers aren't spending time on customization, application testing, and report development. Instead, they work on the much lighter and faster tasks of configuration, validation, and leveraging embedded analytics. Because of the pricing model, it's easy to compare to an on-premises implementation cost. While upfront costs are almost always lower, overall operational costs and risks are usually lower as well. Better total cost of ownership and improved overall economics and agility for your firm. I hope you found this short session about the Oracle Cloud Application Suite useful. Let's move on to the Oracle Cloud Applications offerings and their capabilities. I'm now going to introduce you to the Oracle Cloud Applications offerings and their capabilities. Oracle Cloud Applications are an incredibly broad suite that covers many of the most important business functions, from enterprise resource planning, supply chain management, and human capital management to advertising and customer experience. These applications can help you connect all of your different business functions to improve your customer engagements, increase your business's agility, and react to change faster than ever before. A single data model provides shared architecture and master data across processes, which delivers greater control and consistency for business operations. For example, a single person record defines an employee's role, data access privileges, reporting hierarchy, and other characteristics, eliminating the need to create and maintain multiple sets of employee records. With Oracle, this global definition is shared by ERP and HCM, improving data integrity and control. All of these applications sit on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, a foundation built from scratch to support mission-critical applications. The products in the SaaS Cloud Application Suite are organized by functional groups or pillars. We have Human Capital Management, or HCM, which connects every human resource process from hire to retire, whether talent, workforce, or payroll management. Enterprise Resource Planning, or ERP, connects and automates your financial management processes for a clear view into your total financial health, manages the day-to-day businesses for accounting, procurement, project management, risk management, and compliance. Oracle Supply Chain Management, or SCM, is the management of the flow of goods, data, and finances related to a product or service, from the procurement of the raw materials to the delivery of the product at its final destination. Oracle Supply Chain and Manufacturing enables you to innovate quickly, execute rapidly, and scale your value chain. With Oracle Supply Chain Management and Manufacturing, organizations can respond quickly to changing demand, supply, and market conditions. Customer Experience, or CX, are all best-of-breed applications that touch the customer from sales, marketing, service, and data. So that was an introduction to the cloud applications, and we are going to take a closer look at each of these.
Okay, so I'm going to stop it there. Like I said earlier, we don't want to bombard you with all this information without giving you that opportunity to actually process what you have learned in that short presentation. So we will give the opportunity for you to use that or apply that to respond to some questions that we'll share on the screen there. Abiola, if you can share the questions. Let me drop what I have here. Yeah, you're able to share, right?
Can you see my screen, please?
Yeah. So you can also increase the size. I don't know if you know how to increase the size so that you can see it clearly, because we want one question per screen, right? So if you can blow it up a little bit. I think you have, yeah, you can use that. So you can blow it up a little more and zoom into the first question.
I see.
Yeah, so I think that should work. Oh, that's too much. Yeah. Okay, that's the first question there. You can type the question, what you think the answer is in the. Okay, so the question here says, what is one of the key benefits of using Oracle Fusion Cloud for businesses?
It says people are dropping their power. Comments. A lot of people are saying option B.
Yeah. So
Anyone?
I'm saying
That's
B, but well, I was just checking if anybody has a different opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously, real-time data access and analytics is the key thing that makes sense here, because the other ones are like the opposite of what it actually provides. So yeah, definitely B will be the answer. And just kind of a breakdown though of the discussion we're having today, because I realized that we just kind of zoned in on the application itself. However, you know, ERP is one of those tools that we use in running our enterprises, our companies, let's put it that way. And it handles pretty much every type of transaction. So this could really get complex. However, the development of these applications or these type of applications that is called ERP is really a complex, you know, development process. And then the infrastructure that also supports it is also humongous, right? So recently we know about the cloud services that has become, you know, like the industry standard now. And a lot of these companies have found that it will be better to actually offer something that is relatively cheaper and doesn't require organizations to have all these, you know, expensive assets, which is IT infrastructures, and also to have people who will be running them. Instead, the service providers now, the likes of Oracle, SAP, they have moved their offerings to a cloud-based offering. So companies are able to just plug in and start using these systems. So this is what the Oracle Cloud Fusion is. And today we're just going to be looking at the different applications that are there. So the first session we had is just to kind of give you an overview of the Oracle Fusion Cloud appliance. Okay, and then that's what you are seeing the questions about those there. So let's move on to the second question. Just thought I had to give that brief.
Which industries can benefit most from implementing Oracle Fusion Cloud?
I didn't get the question.
Which industries can benefit most from implementing Oracle Fusion Cloud?
Okay. Yeah, this one will be interesting, right?
Yeah.
Let's see what people have to say about this one.
A lot of people are saying option B.
Okay, so maybe Emmanuel, can you help us out? Why B?
Yeah, because from the options we have, it says retail only, which is not correct. Manufacturing, finance, healthcare. I think manufacturing will be of great benefit because of, you know, there are series of processes, you know, ordering, procurement, purchase, you know, the production itself, then storage and distribution, then also finance and healthcare. So it's I would say it's like these sectors use the ERP. So
Okay.
yeah, so,
Yeah.
that's what I think.
Okay, thanks for providing that information. Yeah, Abiola, the next question. I think yeah, Emmanuel probably nailed it, right? Like pretty much ERPs such as the Oracle Fusion Cloud can handle pretty much any type of transaction, regardless of what the industry is. So including even technology companies, so that we could also use that to handle their transactions as well. Go ahead.
The next question, what does Oracle Fusion Cloud primarily focus on? What does Oracle Fusion Cloud primarily
focus on? Yeah, that's an interesting question.
I'm seeing a lot of option B's. It's correct.
It looks like B is the answer for everything. Okay, so integrating business processes across finance, human resources, and supply chain management. Right. So the first one talks about personal productivity, which is not really the focus, even though there are features that enhances personal productivity in it, but that's not the actual focus. The actual focus of every ERP, including the Oracle Fusion Cloud, is to integrate all the business processes across the enterprise and to provide visibility and access to data and several other things in between, integrating also with other, external applications. All right.
The next question, which type of businesses can implement Oracle Fusion Cloud? Which type of businesses can implement Oracle Fusion Cloud?
I'm looking if you guys are going to choose B.
I think C's now. Nice. It kind of says A.
So I see B, C. I see A. Yeah, it's actually businesses of all sizes. That would be much more appropriate response. Because as I mentioned earlier, this type of software, they are enterprise in nature, but it doesn't also mean that they cannot be scaled down to a small business, especially with the Oracle Fusion Cloud. So it's not a situation where you have to invest into all these infrastructures anymore. So it becomes easy to scale down to small businesses who might just have maybe 50 people working in that company, and they can just subscribe to the Oracle Fusion Cloud, and right away they're using the system. So this is kind of a new capability that cloud computing services have been able to also offer to small businesses. So I would say businesses of all sizes will be able to do that.
Thank you very much, Abiodun. So the last question would be, which is one advantage of Oracle Fusion Cloud over traditional on-premises solutions? Which is one advantage of Oracle Fusion Cloud over traditional on-premises solutions? Let's see. So people are saying C, seamless scalability and reduced infrastructure costs. Any more responses?
Okay, yeah, I think this is also obvious from what I've just explained earlier, right? Seamless scalability and reduced infrastructure cost. Awesome. So you're all A+ students. So let's move on to the next segment, which we're actually going to be looking at the different applications that are on the Oracle Cloud Fusion. And we understand that this session includes people who have business analysis background, people who have supply chain or operations management background. So this first session is really kind of focusing on, okay, what are the things you can use this system to do? Looking at all those different applications that sits on the Oracle Cloud Fusion. And then in the second hour is where I think those guys who are business analysts or business system analysts then can, we'll have a guest who will be talking about the implementation and these other things. But I also think that for those of you guys who are business system analysts or business analysts, it's an opportunity for you to learn our business processes as well, like this first segment, to understand how HR works, how, you know, like the business processes, how they work. So that's really what these next few sessions will be talking about. So give me a second here. Okay. I hope you can see my screen.
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Give me a sec.
Hello, I'm going to take you on a tour of the individual product suites. I'm going to start off with Oracle Human Capital Management, which is a complete end-to-end solution that allows you to manage all aspects of people data, right from hire to retire. It all starts with recruiting, where requisitions are used to advertise vacant positions and candidates are managed through the hiring process. Successful candidates being transferred to the Human Resources module. Within the Human Resources module, you can configure your organisation structure to mirror that of your business, and this allows for easy reorganisation whenever the structure changes. People data is a staple element of HCM. Therefore, as part of this product, HR specialists can manage everything from the employee lifecycle, including promotions, transfers, general assignment changes, and terminations. A robust self-service offering allows employees and managers to take ownership and responsibility for the data pertaining to themselves and their teams. By removing simple data processing from the HR specialists, it not only eases the pressure on
Hi, Abiodun. We can no longer hear the video.
I didn't hear you.
We can
The
no longer-
video stopped playing. It's no sound and then no pictures.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Give me a sec. Yeah. I'm gonna try again. Yeah, because I thought it was working already.
have our human resources.
Hold on.
This grouping includes the elements for
Yeah, it's back
implementing
on
and
now.
maintaining the enterprise and work structure and employee lifecycle data. This is where you would configure the organization structure as well as manage an employee's data from the HR specialist point of view. In addition, modules such as benefits, work life, workforce modeling and planning, and advanced HCM controls also sit within this category. Talent management. This category is one of the largest as it consists of all the elements that make up talent managing, including recruiting, learning, goals and performance management, career development, succession planning, talent reviews, and compensation. In addition to that, dynamic skills and opportunity marketplace also sit within this grouping. With workforce management, you'll find absence management and time and labour. These naturally sit together as most organisations that implement both configure it so that the employee can enter both work time and absences on the time card instead of having to visit two different entry points. You'll also find workforce health and safety here. And finally, payroll. All aspects of payroll is listed here, whether you're simply using global payroll, localization such as UK, Canadian and Mexican, and payroll interface for those organisations who run their payroll from another system and just need to extract and migrate the relevant data from the Fusion HCM cloud. When talking about HCM systems, we can't forget the employee self-service aspect of the product. For this, there is an employee experience module called Oracle Me. Here you will also find options such as HCM Communicate, Touchpoint, Journeys, HR Help Desk, and Digital Assistant. All of these combined allow the employee to take control and ownership of their own data and use the many self-help options to get the information they need quickly and efficiently. In order to control how the system behaves and how the users interact with and perform the various processes, there are configuration options that allow organizations to define such things as the user experience, workflow and approval policies, and to aid the constant need for reporting, there is analytics, planning, and data modeling. In addition to that, you can use configuration options such as extensibility, integration, so import and extracts, security, and adaptive intelligence to help enhance the system and have it working and looking the way you need it to be. Of course, much of the latter configuration items are not exclusive to HCM, but are items that need to be considered for the Oracle Fusion Cloud as a whole.
Okay, so I want to actually quickly add to what she's saying, because some of the things she's saying here might not really apply to all operations management professionals, but those who are in business systems, those who are in business analysis will understand some of the things she's talking about here. So ERPs generally, they are prepackaged software. What does that mean? That means that the developers that are, engineering these solutions, they will develop it based on standard business processes. So when we say standard business processes, it means that if we talk about, for example, hire to retire or a recruitment process, for example, the way it works generally, it's common amongst different companies, even though with each company, there are nuances to how they do their recruitment processes. So when these type of solutions are being built, they can't really speak to every other company's nuances. It would make more sense to just develop a software that they can that can be based on a standard business process, like recruitment, for example. And then this is how it is deployed out to the companies. But then to deploy it, you'll then have to customize or at the minimum configure this prepackaged software to suit the needs of your companies. And this is where business analysis comes in, right? So you understand that this type of software now, being that is based on standard business process, you actually then need a business analyst who is going to look at your nuanced processes like recruitment, and then try to build like requirements, generate requirements for you to then implement this in a way that it addresses the needs of your business. Because it's a prepackaged software. If you just install it, guess what? You're going to create $1 million loss for your companies, because we've seen that scenario before, that these things were installed and they didn't take into proper considerations the nuances and the needs of these companies. And in the worst case scenario, companies actually can literally fold up when this type of a thing happens. So I guess you now realize the reason why business analysts are paid that type of money, right? Because if they are not really doing this type of stuff, where the business needs are basically looked into, and then they're generating different type of requirements that will make that system to be deployed in a way that it runs smoothly, to help the company solve whatever business process problem they are, then I wouldn't really work, right? So I know I overemphasize it, but this is where the business analyst and business systems analysis comes in. So I think we can look at, I just received a news from the business consultant that he's not able to make it. Yeah, apparently he had some family related issues. So which means that we might actually have more time to go over the questions. And so I was thinking before that, okay, let's wait till the end of the all the demos has been done, but we can do the questions in between because I think we have more time now. Abiola, if you can show the questions that are related. Okay, so anyways, let's do demo first. So after the demo, we'll talk about the questions. So we'll do the demo for the human capital management aspects first.
And that concludes our tour of Oracle Cloud Human Capital Management.
Hi, my name's Nigel Welcher, and I'm a HCM Cloud Delivery Lead with Oracle University. This demonstration is going to showcase some of the main features that are associated with human capital management, including those that are associated with employee self-service, those that are associated with line manager self-service, and those that are more in line with the specialists, such as the HR specialist, or maybe the benefit administrator, the payroll administrator. So we're going to start off with employee self-service. Now you'll see at the top that the page is based on several categories, and you'll notice the first one is called Me. And this is where the employee will access self-service in order to manage and take ownership of their own data. You'll see that on the left-hand side, we have a bunch of quick actions. So if there is a particular action or particular page they want to visit, they can do that directly using the quick actions. Alternatively, they can navigate to the page and to the action using the applications on the Springboard. For example, if they want to go and take a look at their performance review, they would go into career and performance. Now they can access all aspects of their career and performance, including skills, goals, performance, career development, and so on. And they can then further jump into performance to go and have a look at their performance documents. And where at the appropriate time, they can complete and submit their performance review. Now, if I go back to the main page, another very useful area that an employee has is called journeys. Now, because a lot of what happens in HCM is process-based, those processes potentially have lots of different steps. You can create these journeys, these checklists that the employee can follow. So when they are issued and they access a journey, they can see what steps are required. And additionally, their manager can track which steps have or have not been completed. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, if I navigate back to the home page, is to take a look at the system from the line manager's point of view. So for that, we need to access a work area called My Team. And again, you can see on My Team, there is a bunch of quick actions on the left-hand side and also the applications. So if the manager wants to go and have a look at information about their team, they choose the appropriate application, such as the application called My Team. And it's from here that the manager can access information about the team, first of all, on an overview level. And if the manager was to click onto any of his or her employees, they would then go into that employee detail specifically. In addition, there are actions that the manager can perform, and they access those by going to the Actions button on the right-hand side, and you can see the actions that are available. Now, finally, if I go back to the home page, from the point of view of the specialists, be it the HR specialist or the payroll administrator, maybe the absence administrator, they have a work area called My Client Groups. And from here, again, they can access the quick actions to perform a task, or they can use the applications to get to the relevant pages and ultimately the tasks. So as an example of that, if the user here was responsible for maintaining absence plans, he'd go into the absences application, and this is where you'll find all of the tasks associated with managing and maintaining absence frameworks, including, as you can see there, absence plans. And as another example, if I go back to the homepage, if I was responsible for maintaining the organization structure, then you'll see that there is an application there called Workforce Structures. I click onto that. Here we can manage positions and jobs. We can manage grades, organizations such as departments and divisions, legal entities. So again, this would be from the HR manager or the HR specialist's point of view. Now, navigating back to the home page, there are lots of other areas that can be accessed from a HCM point of view. We've got another one here called Benefits Administration. We've got another one called My Reporting. So if you are involved with creating reports, then there's a specific area for that. But what you do have access to ultimately is governed by your security protocols. So for instance, not everybody will access my team because they're not managers. Not everybody will access my client groups because they're not in a role that requires them to have that. But everybody's an employee, so at the very least, you'll have the Me work area. And maybe things like help desk, so you can raise a service request. And others that are not strictly HCM, but are tied closely to employees, such as expenses and procurement. So that's provided you with a whistle-stop tour of the HCM part of the Oracle Fusion Cloud.
Right. So that is a quick, looking at the user interface itself, you can really, you wouldn't really appreciate it more if you have not seen what their original software was, the one before they moved their customers to the Oracle Cloud applications. What they used to have is, they call it EBS, the e-business suite, which are usually implemented on servers that are with the clients. So if I was a company that is implementing Oracle EBS, e-business suite, it would mean that I will need to have servers that are dedicated. We call it on-premise implementation. So this will be implemented on my servers, and then I would need IT guys that will actually need to manage all of this associated work that is required to run the server smoothly. But now everything has moved over here. Not only has it really helped to take out all the cost of infrastructure, in addition to that, you can see how smooth the user interface is, right? When it comes to the way it worked in the e-business suite, it's not that straightforward. Here, it's just like you're on a website and you're just going from one panel to the other, and then you can see the processes. It wasn't like that in the e-business suite. By the way, a lot of organizations are still using the e-business suite. So don't be surprised that if you are hired, you would notice that what they're actually using is e-business suite and not this Oracle Fusion Cloud. So I just kind of want to put it out there. Adebisi Adebambo, you have a question?
Yes, thank you. I feel compelled to just add to what you are saying now, based on my own personal experience.
Okay.
Though I had some questions earlier, which I will still ask. I just want to add to corroborate what you are saying. Okay, based on my own personal experience, back home in Nigeria, my organization migrated from the e-business suite, which we were using for a while, for a long time, to the Cloud Fusion. When the presentation was being played, so I could relate with what the presenter was saying because those were familiar interfaces. Yeah. And to corroborate what you've just said now about the e-business suites being hosted individually, I remember during our annual appraisal processes, end of year appraisal process, where every staff member logs on to the e-business suite. I remember the issue we normally have with bandwidth or the response rate of the application. Naturally, we leave things to the last day. HR sets a deadline that, okay, your appraisal and whatever other thing must be done by a certain day. So naturally, as human, all of us will log on the last day. And because of the number of users, you see the application crashing and crashing.
Yeah.
Now, at a time, we now migrated to the cloud. That was the last, at least, I know I was able to use the cloud for about 3 consecutive years before leaving Nigeria. So I brought this up just to corroborate what you are saying and to say,
Okay.
yes, I have witnessed it. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, that helps to flesh up what I've been saying. So thanks, and really appreciate that you provided that example there. So let's look at the questions. I'm sure you know the information also provided by DPC, right, will also help us in answering the questions that follows next.
Hello, is my screen visible, please?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay, so the first question is, what is the primary purpose of Oracle HR Cloud? What is the primary purpose of Oracle HR Cloud? I'm saying B. A lot of options. There's no other.
Okay, B seems to be the default. So now, if you don't know the answer, just say B. All right. Yeah, I think yeah, this is right. It is actually one of the benefits of an ERP process. Now, you probably wonder, okay, what were companies using before ERP? Yeah, probably they were using their spreadsheet, and you can imagine how disorganized that would be. And aside from that, you won't really have like automated process controls, like all these approvals, workflows, and things like that. You won't have these workflows in Excel spreadsheets, right? So these are some of the things that helps to streamline the business processes generally, be it human resources or supply chain. So definitely answer B will be the most accurate answer.
Okay, thank you, Abiodun. So the next question is, which HR function is supported by Oracle HR Cloud? Which HR function is supported by Oracle HR Cloud? I'm guessing option B.
That's another B, eh? Okay. Yeah, I think it's obvious, right? Because he mentioned those features, you know, when he was doing the demo, the performance management and appraisals, amongst other different processes that you would do in HR, right?
What is one advantage of using Oracle HR Cloud for workforce management? What is one advantage of using Oracle HR Cloud for workforce management?
Okay, it's a little bit different. A, right?
Yes.
So real-time insights, just like every other ERPs, one of the major benefit of using an ERP is that if somebody changes anything, say, for example, in China, you can be here in Canada and you can see that data change instantly as you refresh your screen. So this is what real-time insight is about, and it relates to employee performance with the Oracle HR Cloud. This is what would be the right answer.
The next question is, which of the following is a feature of Oracle HR Cloud? Which of the following is a feature of Oracle HR Cloud?
Easy peasy.
B has it.
Yeah, thank you, Angela.
Payroll processing and compliance management.
Yeah.
So we saw that obviously in the demo that we just looked at. Okay.
The last question, how does Oracle HR Cloud help in employee recruitment? How does Oracle HR Cloud help in employee recruitment?
Okay. See.
That's A.
Automation, yeah. Yeah, so automation happens to be one of the huge benefits of ERPs. There is yeah, so I guess you guys remember the applicant tracking software, right? So this is one of those automations you have in the back end of ERP as well, where it could screen out candidates that are not qualified. In fact, it could also rate their based on the optical recognition technology, it could basically compare the resumes with what the job description is, and then be able to automatically rate all the candidates and then suggest maybe the top 3 or the top 5. So this is basically what it's working in the back end. It's the automation of this recruitment process. Beyond that, there are several other type of automation and tracking that could happen, like if you are moving candidates from the interview stage to the second interview stage to the third one or whatever, or even to onboarding, and maybe any other process that needs to happen during the onboarding, they are automatically initiated once you move, the candidates through those workflows. So definitely automation is one of the big advantages that companies have when they have an ERP implemented. Okay, so let's move to, I believe the next one is the financials. Financial is the backbone of every ERP software.
Hello, Mr. Abiodun. Sorry for interjecting. I asked a question in the group, in the chat.
Oh, okay. Where is that question?
Where's the chat? Okay.
Workday.
It's Workday.
An HCM ERP. Yeah, so Workday, from my understanding, because I'm not like somebody who really have used it, but it's also a cloud-based offering of an ERP. Beyond just human resources management, it could handle other type of business process as well. So I will definitely call it an ERP, but it is not as robust as the type of enterprise scale ERPs like the SAPs, the Oracles, or the Microsoft Dynamics of this world. And I believe they are still also going to get there. So definitely they are going to get there. So so somebody here is saying that it's also under the ServiceNow platform. Yeah, so definitely it's an application on the ServiceNow platform ERPs, because ServiceNow is also an ERP. However, they were native cloud application. They just came into the market not long ago. So they had the benefit of not having to get involved with all this heavy investments, in infrastructure. So they took that advantage, and I think they are very well known in the industry now as one of those type of ERPs that are available on the cloud distribution platforms. So that's all I could say about the Workday or the ServiceNow platform. So let's look at the other applications, the financials one.
Hello, the next part of our...
Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay, give me a sec.
Our tour is to look at Oracle Enterprise Resource Planning, or ERP, which is a complete modern cloud ERP suite that provides your teams with advanced capabilities such as AI to automate the manual processes that slow them down, analytics to react to market shifts in real time, and automatic updates to stay current and gain a competitive advantage. Oracle ERP Cloud automates the entire record-to-report process and provides a single source of truth for global financial reporting and compliance. Within ERP, we have the broadest and deepest suite offering everything you need from financials, project management, EPM, risk management and compliance, and ERP analytics. Looking in a bit more detail, we have financials, which is a global financial platform that connects and automates your financial management processes, including payables, receivables, fixed assets, expenses, and reporting. And it gives you a clear view into your total financial health. Project management offers a single project cloud solution designed to help you gain a complete picture of your organization's project finances and operations, seamlessly integrated across the enterprise with the Oracle Fusion Cloud ERP, HCM, and SCM applications. Enterprise Performance Management helps you model and plan across finance, HR, supply chain, and sales, and streamline the financial close process and drive better decisions. Risk Management and Compliance is a security and audit solution that controls user access to your Oracle Cloud ERP financial data, monitors user activity, and makes it easier to meet compliance regulations through automation. Risk Management and Compliance uses AI and machine learning to strengthen financial controls to help prevent cash leaks, enforce audit, and protect against emerging risks, saving you hours of manual work. ERP Analytics complements the embedded analytics in Oracle Cloud ERP to provide pre-packaged use cases, predictive analysis, and KPIs based on variance analysis and historical trends. Those are our ERP products and the modules within them. That was a quick tour of the Oracle Fusion Cloud Enterprise Resource Planning Solutions.
So I'm going to quickly pause it here so you could have a second look again at this particular slide here. It's really giving you some detail of what is sitting in the back end when it comes to ERPs. So these are like the foundational applications that controls every other transaction that is going on in an ERP. So every ERP have this as their foundation. Even SAP, Microsoft Dynamics, the financial application are actually the foundation of every ERP, because it's going to be exchanging a lot of transactions that will then be recorded in the database for accounting, reporting, performance management, and every other type of things in between that a company would normally require in their maybe in their governance structure. So you can see all of these applications that sit in that that particular area. It's interesting from the angle of other ERPs that what they have called their own is the enterprise resource planning, saying that, you know, their enterprise resource planning has all of these by default. Okay, so if you're going to then use the SCM part of it, so it's a different branch of this tool, but this will be the foundational application that you have in this ERP. So this will be a tour of a demo of the software itself.
In this demonstration, I'm going to take a look at financials, which is one of the key areas of Oracle Cloud ERP. There are a number of key features for the financial modules, and I'm going to highlight a few of those for you now. For example, we have our role-based dashboards and work areas, which push issues and work to users, extensive spreadsheet integration across the finance function, and a unique reporting platform built on a multi-dimensional data model which maintains summarized balances in real time for interactive reporting and analysis. And these reports can be viewed in the Financial Reporting Center, which is optimized for tablet and mobile use. You can see the financial applications across the top of my screen here. And I'm going to take you into the Payables Invoices work area. And here you can see these containers across the top of my page, and these are known as info tiles. And this is where we have real-time alerts embedded into the work areas to proactively monitor processes, track the status of transactions, and draw attention to issues and exceptions that may require a response. If you select one of the info tiles, the relevant transactions are displayed on the same page. You don't need to navigate anywhere else, so action can be taken immediately. Single-click actions like approving an invoice or releasing a hold increase productivity when performing simple tasks. Our extensive spreadsheet integration across our finance functions. This is for data entry. As you can see here, we can create invoices using a spreadsheet, but we also have spreadsheet available for entering journals in GL, adding assets to our asset books, and entering expenses, etc. In addition to that, we have a number of rapid implementation spreadsheets to streamline the setup configuration. And notice also, once I selected one of these info tiles, I could export this list of transactions to Excel for further analysis. Let me quickly show you another work area. This is our fixed asset work area, which has the same info tiles sitting across the top, which is going to highlight all of the important tasks and things that I might need to resolve for my assets. So additions that need attention, adjustments, transfers, retirements, etc. And if I come to the task panel, you'll also see our spreadsheet integration. We can add assets in a spreadsheet, adjust assets, transfer assets, retire assets in a spreadsheet. Moving on to our unique reporting platform. We have an S-based cube known as the GL Balances cube embedded in General Ledger. And as I mentioned, this stores financial balances in a multi-dimensional database for interactive reporting and analysis. Now I'm going to take you into the Financial Reporting Center, which, as I mentioned before, is optimized for tablet and mobile use. I'm in my Financial Reporting Center and I'm going to run the Supremo US income statement. And this is an example of a report that's been written using the balances in the General Ledger Balances queue. And here's our income statement. And as you can see, I have the ability to drill down to the transactions to interrogate the balances. Let me take you back to the home page. So that was a quick tour of some of the key features of our financial applications.
Okay, so that concludes the human capital management aspects, and the demo there looked at some business processes that you will conduct when you're working in the finance function. So we will look at the questions related to this particular application now. If you don't mind, Abiola.
Okay, the first question is, what is the primary function of Oracle Financial Clouds? What is the primary function of Oracle Financial Cloud? Seen a lot of managing company finances, accounting, and compliance.
That's obvious.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. Thank you everyone for participating. The next question would be, which of the following is a key feature of Oracle Financial Cloud? Budgeting and financial reporting.
Oh, I thought people were going to choose A.
Same, to be honest.
Okay, yeah, budgeting and financial reporting is one of the main feature. Payroll processing, if I may clarify, was in the HR application, not in this financial.
Okay, the next question will be, how does Oracle Financial Cloud help businesses with decision making? I'm seeing a lot of A. by providing real-time financial data and analytics.
Yeah, just like every other ERP, it's all about providing real-time financial data and analytics for reporting purposes.
Nice. The next one is, what is the benefit of Oracle Financials Cloud in terms of compliance? Okay, we're seeing a lot of option B. It ensures financial regulations and auditing processes are automated. That's correct. The last question will be, which financial process is optimized by Oracle Financials Cloud?
That would be again.
That's a B. Nice.
Is that correct?
I guess. Payroll
Okay.
and financial close
All right.
processes. Yes, it is. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
so okay, so here's the question to you guys. Now we know that the payroll processing happens in the HR application. How come the Oracle Financial Cloud is supporting the payroll and financial close processes? Why is the HR one not handling it? Can somebody answer that question? Because that's where it's happening, right? Like that's where the payroll transactions are happening. It's happening in the HR application.
Payroll.
The farmer said payroll has to do with finances.
Okay, yeah, I wanted.
I think it has to do.
Exactly. So Osirimi mentioned what I was looking for. So as I was saying earlier, that the financials is the foundation of everything that is going on in an ERP, and it's the same thing that they are coming up with here. The fact that payroll transaction was happening in the HCM application, but the numbers that are generated, like the debit and the credits, are still coming back to the financials application. So they are integrated, so to speak, that every transaction that is happening, like the debit and the crediting, and then also the payment to the employee, all of these things are being reconciled in the financial application. So and what this offers is what is offered in an ERP to make sure these type of things happen is what we call integration. The fact that the tables that is sitting in the back end are being shared, and there are a lot of integration that is happening with data being exchanged in the back end. So let's move to the supply chain management one. This is the last application we're going to look at. So as usual, we'll look at the overall processes itself, and then we'll look at the demo of the system. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Supply chain management in its simplest form consists of planning, sourcing, manufacturing, inventory, warehouse management, order management, fulfillment and delivery, and return, refund, change, cancel and renew. Planning is the foundational element in the supply chain. 3 levels of planning around strategic, years, tactical, months, and operational, daily. A move to subscription, services-based model would impact decisions around things such as how many distribution facilities are needed and where. How do we increase revenue by 10%? And what needs to change in our supply chain configuration? Predictive analytics and AI are playing a big role in supply chain planning. Subscriptions are making things more predictable with more consistent demand and less fluctuation in order volume, making forecasting, inventory management and scheduling easier. With the subscription-based models, ensuring the right products and services are sourced and made is more important than ever, as businesses have made a commitment to their customers to deliver the goods and services, whether curated items, consistent shipment of the same good, or a service on top of a complex product. A subscriber could be left unable to use the product or service they paid for if this portion breaks, ultimately leading to a negative brand experience. A key consideration in this category is what type of product is being offered. Is it pre-built, not customized, or is it made to order? For industrial and high-tech companies, embedding IoT sensors into products will be necessary to enable tracking and triggering of services. Feeding off making the correct supply demand of products, how you warehouse and manage inventory is just as crucial. Inventory management ensures that your customers get access to the right products in the most efficient way. Inventory levels, SKU counts, may shift up or down as well, depending on the type of offering you're launching. If offering a curated service, a wide assortment of constantly changing SKUs is needed. If offering a replenishment service, inventory can be easily predicted, shipping from the most efficient warehouse or even drop shipped. Fulfillment is often known as the pick, pack and ship part of supply chain, with delivery entailing order tracking and receipts. For subscriptions, this could mean shipping a physical good and activating the subscription upon receipt, or the fulfillment could be instant with digital downloads and access. Having connected processes in place ensures the billing and revenue recognition is applied correctly on the goods and services. In order to recognize any revenue, the business has to have delivered the services to the customer. Service subscription-based models add in a lot of complexity around the servicing portion of a subscription. Unlike a one-time purchase, subscriptions can be changed, amended, cancelled. All of this can be done mid-cycle, impacting revenue recognition. Although most monthly services are generally non-reimbursed, the same cannot be said for annual subscriptions. By accurately tracking deferred revenue, it becomes possible to handle customer cancellations quickly and efficiently. Renewals are also part of the servicing aspect of supply chain. Having an accurate picture into renewals feeds into planning, manufacturing, and inventory forecast. This is a constant cycle as information analytics feed into the planning process. Supply chain is all about having the right products available to ship to the customer at the right time in the right quantities. This depends upon the robust forecasting and supply planning capabilities of Oracle Supply Chain Planning, and where appropriate, detailed collaboration with customers, suppliers, and even contractor manufacturers. Purchasing of raw materials, services, and goods for resale is handled by procurement, and manufacturers of both discrete and process type products can take advantage of the robust functionality of the work definition and execution modules, as well as a highly tailorable quality management module. The inventory module monitors quantity on hand and product movements throughout the enterprise with specialized functionality of warehouse management. Products including finished goods and aftermarket parts for distributors, as well as raw materials and sub-assemblies for manufacturers and also services, are all managed throughout their life cycles. The order management module takes care of pricing, tracking, and fulfillment of customer orders, along with the specialized logistics functionality of global trade and transportation management. A dedicated model to support preventative and corrective maintenance of company resources is also part of the SCM landscape. And that concludes our supply chain management tour.
Okay, so I'm going to back it up a little bit. I think just give us a quick overview of what supply chain actually is about. And I hope it's also an eye-opener for those who are actually not in supply chain, but they've been able to have an idea as to what really happens in supply chain. The one thing she didn't talk about really was also the integrations that are possible on the Oracle Cloud applications, as you will see. So it could be used to support mobile applications. So where employees who are probably off-site can actually still use their own computer to carry out all of these transactions without necessarily being at work, or maybe on their mobile devices like their tablets and all that. Internet of Things has really become a trending technology, but more so in supply chain. It actually has a very huge impact in supply chain's ability to deliver and also to streamline their operations on a global scale. With this Internet of Things technology, there could be a lot of benefit to especially companies that are operating on a global basis. Inventory management and warehousing, even though a lot of people might be exposed to what happens just in the retail spaces, there are different types of industries with different types of needs when it comes to warehousing. And Oracle is able to handle all of this. Think about oil and gas, the type of goods that they deal with, the type of services that they deal with. When it comes to inventory management, we know it's all about goods, and in the oil and gas industry example I mentioned, we can talk about the type of stuff that they need to store in the warehouse, maybe for planning of their major projects like pipelines, and a whole lot of other things that are required in the oil and gas value chains. This, when it comes to warehouse and inventory management, they are really heavy on this type of transactions. Fulfillment and delivery, of course, retail will be a very good example to mention for this type of transactions. And then, of course, servicing. Basically, this has to do with returns, repairs, or whenever customers have some issues, how do we get to keep the customer happy about buying our product? So this is really where the servicing comes in. And then, of course, the example of the oil and gas I mentioned earlier, there'll be need for maintenance and all of these type of things that happens within this industry. So this will also be handled by the servicing platform. The servicing features. So there's also integration with external databases. Let's say you have legacy systems in place. The Oracle Cloud application will offer those type of integration to still use some legacy applications that you have in place. So let's look at the
landscape. And that concludes our supply chain management tool.
I had the demo of the system now.
A full page of pertinent metrics and key performance indicators. Welcome to this quick tour of Oracle Cloud's supply chain management application landscape. It's a fully integrated suite of applications designed to streamline your SCM processes. Here we are on the homepage landing pad. The choices displayed depend on our role and assigned privileges. As we can see, this user has access to quite a bit. The SCM applications are organized into logical clusters. For example, supply chain execution is the gateway to Oracle Cloud's manufacturing applications, work definitions, work order execution, as well as maintenance, quality management, and inventory management. The user can also take advantage of the quick actions to launch their most frequently used tasks in a single keystroke. If we scroll down a little bit, past the requests for approval and FYI information, past the news and announcements from our enterprise-wide publishing, we can see the various analytics, including tailorable analytics, user-defined analytics, as well as some seeded ones, including plan to produce. These infolets highlight metrics of interest and also serve as launch points directly into the appropriate application. For example, it looks like there are 17 high severity quality issues. A single click reveals what they are. We're now inside the quality management application. Let's click on the overview page. A variety of infolets provide an immediate snapshot of quality issues and actions for this user. Returning to the home page, let's check out our inventory situation by selecting or launching the inventory management application or work area. We can see there are $279 million worth of inventory on hand in this particular 001 organization. Here too, we encounter a full page of pertinent metrics and key performance indicators. For this on-hand value, a single click reveals the top 10 items making up that on-hand value. Let's click on that first item. Manage item quantities displays now exactly where the quantities are. In this case, they've already been put away into the store's sub-inventory. And nothing is left in receiving or is inbound. Instead of returning home, let's use the favorites and recent items icon to quickly view an item that this user has flagged as a favorite since their manager regularly asks about it. There it is on the favorites list. So we're leaving inventory management and are now in product information management. In other words, our product hub. Product hub serves as our single source of the truth for all items, and its specifications page contains all the execution and planning attributes needed by order management and procurement and planning to properly manage and transact an item. PIM's overview page also displays a variety of item governance metrics and KPIs. Notice the supplier products infolet. It tracks items suggested by suppliers via the supplier portal if you have enabled your supplier to communicate that way. And the import batch infolet tracks uploads of new and changed items from external sources, including legacy ERP systems. The items for definition highlights, in this case, a new digital camera that needs attention. A single click would reveal details about the new item request workflow, including who needs to provide what additional information before this new item could be used or it could be approved for use. By the way, infolets with no data just means that they either don't apply to this particular user and can easily be hidden from the standard view, or there just isn't anything pending by or for this user at this time. Instead of returning home, there is another way to get around, and that's via the navigator. Depending on our privileges, as always, we might be able to get into procurement and take a look at purchase requisitions and agreements and purchase orders, take a look at our receiving, or get into pricing information for sales order management, for our customer orders, as well as the actual customer orders themselves. Finally, the last stop on our quick tour is supply chain planning. For this, let's return to our home landing page and move over to supply chain planning. This is where pertinent data from the execution applications is automatically collected for planning's use. Statistically calculated forecasts from the demand management application are automatically fed to supply planning as demand schedules, resulting in a holistic, multi-level, multi-site, detailed material and detailed capacity requirements plan. Plan health is revealed through a summary of infolets, each of which is supported by underlying pivot tables and graphs with predefined and tailorable drill to options for root cause analysis. Gauges and color coding make it easy to identify areas of concern with user set thresholds for target levels such as revenue and margin. Each planning infolet provides mission critical information. For example, a quick glance at the demand at risk summary is all that's needed to identify which item is in trouble. Root cause analysis and taking corrective action is accomplished by drilling to the demand fulfillment page to see which work orders, or which orders rather, sales orders are in jeopardy, and what are the system recommended expedites or capacity fixes regarding procurement, production, transfer orders, and so on. And of course, approved recommendations and planned orders in the form of PO recs, new work orders, and inventory transfers, as well as reschedule recommendations, are then automatically transmitted back into supply chain execution or to an external execution system. As we've just seen, Oracle Supply Chain Management cloud applications are indeed fully integrated and designed to streamline your SCM processing. Thanks for watching this quick tour.
All right, so as I was watching that demo, the interesting part to me are these analytics that you are able to get, either under product information management or any other feature that you look at here. You will see how really easy it is to get insights into what is going on within your supply chain, especially in the planning area. And then you are able to make some decisions, either short-term, medium-term, or long-term decisions in this regard, because information are being collected in the back end that is fed into the demand management feature. And this gives you, a very well streamlined supply chain management process. So, well, this will be the final demo. We go into the question, then we will the question and answer, and then after that we will look at if there are any questions that comes up from all of these demos we've looked at. And after that, we will talk about the opportunities that might be available for those who are looking to pursue careers in these areas. We won't call them emerging areas anymore. I'm sure you guys have been hearing these buzzwords about tech career. Yeah, these are all there, and the reason why we always keep making noise about these things is because we want our colleagues who already have the understanding of the supply chain processes to explore these opportunities in supply chain technology, because that is really the new frontier for us as supply chain professional to take on this as a challenge for us to explore the supply chain technology careers. So let's look at the questions, Abela, and then we'll be rounding up from there. There are no questions.
Hi, Angela. Can you please help with reading the question?
Okay. So question one, can everybody see the screen?
Yeah, we can see the screen.
Okay, question one says, what is the main focus of Oracle SCM Cloud? Okay, I think the bees have it. Okay, question two says, which of the following is a key component of Oracle SCM Cloud? I think we already have the answers.
That's procurement and
procurement and order management. Okay, so moving on to question 3, it says, how does Oracle SCM Cloud help with demand planning?
Yeah, I saw that
Is
question.
that B?
Is it
Okay.
B by default or is actually B? That's the answer.
I think I'm seeing B. Okay, so that's the B. B has it. Question number 4. Which of the following is not managed by Oracle SCM Cloud? Says C. I'm seeing
Yeah.
okay. Employee training. I think the last and the final question is 5. What is a key benefit of Oracle SCM Cloud for businesses? B has it again this time.
Okay, efficient supply chain operations and reduce costs.
Cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Currently, this is one of the reasons why companies use ERP. When companies start growing and they're going on global scale, they actually are not able to operate efficiently without the use of this type of software. And because this helps them to streamline, standardize, and also provide global data access such that there is reduced duplication of effort when it comes to generating products or raw materials data in the system. And I think the guy showed some of this under the product information management, where there are requests for creation of materials. And in such case, if there are a workflow that provides review of those type of products, then it means that the procurement department will have some type of control over the type of materials that the business units are purchasing. And this is also a very good benefit that the SCM cloud applications provide. So I don't see any questions, or do you see questions?
No questions from my end. I don't see
Hi,
any.
Abiola. Hi.
Ibitayo, right?
Ibitayo, yeah. Thank you very much for the session. I've really learned a lot. And then I also know that there's a SaaS tool called Cerner Millennium that is used for electronic health records management. And it was and this service is offered by Oracle, the Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. But I know that we didn't touch on this SaaS throughout, discussing the Fusion applications. So I just want to know, where does this fit in the pie? Thank you.
So, okay. So the app or the feature you mentioned there, what did you call it again?
So Cerner Millennium is a SaaS tool offered by Oracle. It offers electronic health record management by hospitals.
Oh, okay. So my best guess, okay, I'm not an Oracle implementation consultant. My area is SAP, but with the experience in SAP, what I can say is that these are industry solutions, and industry solutions are, so to say, vanilla distribution of the main applications. So normally this implementation will have different names, and that's why I think this name is coming from, which makes it just dedicated for the healthcare, health services area. But my point here is that there are always this type of, so we talk about ERPs being prepackaged software, but sometimes they need to also make some standardized packages or distributions for different industries. So they will have some for healthcare, they will have some for airline gas. The interface will remain the same, but essentially there will be some workflows that are unique to healthcare or health services in the package that they have designed for healthcare. And then there will be some unique workflows and business processes that will be in the ones that they have designed specifically for the oil and gas industry. So I hope that makes sense. I think IDBCI is hands up, maybe has
Yeah,
some.
thank you very
Yes.
much, Abiola. Oh, I actually still wanted to say something.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you also did touch on, you mentioned legacy systems. So I want to know how you factor in, managing the existing legacy system in an organization when you want to migrate their data to the cloud.
That one is a technical question.
Okay.
I may not be able to answer it properly. So when it comes to legacy system, we know that there is no way that a company will move automatically to a new software like the ERPs without still having to either use the data that has already been collected in the legacy system. So sometimes for organizational change management purposes, you may still want to retain this legacy system, on your implementation roadmap, because if it's something you take out right away, it could really cause the impact might actually be much more than the benefit that you are gaining from moving over completely to the new ERP, as in this case, the Oracle Cloud Fusion Cloud. So for this reason, you will still have to keep this legacy system, especially if there are some unique business processes that is not handled yet by Oracle Cloud Fusion, Fusion Cloud. Or it's possible also that even the business process that you're working with, even though it could be implementing Oracle Fusion Cloud, it might not yet be a time for you to completely switch over in your technology roadmap. So for this reason, you will still keep these type of systems. However, then you will need some type of integration tools, which are usually middleware. It's what we call them. So middleware technology that will help you to then pipeline, your data between these two systems. And I think I mentioned that I worked at the University of Manitoba. So it's interesting the type of ERPs that is actually used at the University of Manitoba. So they use an ERP that is designed specifically for the education sector. I've forgotten what they call that thing. So it will help them with, the curriculum development and every other thing, student registration and all these sort of things. But now in the procurement area, administration specifically, we had to use e-procurement to advance how we manage our suppliers. So we had to deploy SAP Ariba, for example. Now there's a problem here because SAP Ariba cannot handle anything that has to do with student registration. That's a totally kettle of fish, right? Now, it now demands that for us to successfully use this e-procurement and to keep the admin operations running in sync with what is going on at the college in terms of student registrations and other type of payments and things like that, then we need to keep this legacy system we use maybe in the past for procurement and every other thing in between. But then there needs to be like an integration, a middleware now that exchanges data and then also supports reporting that are required for maybe procurement governance or any other type of business process governance. So you will still need to kind of be exchanging data with that legacy system. So this is an example that I can give to kind of illustrate that scenario. But ultimately, the approach you use or the timeline that you switch over from a legacy to the completely, totally remove it, or even in some cases, you keep using that legacy system. In the case of U of M that I was talking about now, you still have to keep that ERP because it's designed for, for student registration and all these type of things. So your technology roadmap will determine when to switch over completely or if to keep it still while you are using your new technology that you have implemented. I hope my rambling makes sense, but that's as far
It
as
makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Adebisi, are you there?
Adebisi.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you. I just want to revalidate my assumption. I want to believe that the Oracle ERP is from Oracle, while the SAP ERP is from SAP. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
And both of them are subdivided into modules or workflows, like you have said. What's the major difference between the two, apart from being from two different manufacturers?
Software. Yeah, so basically, they are all vendors, right? Like just like we also have Microsoft Dynamics, right? They're all vendors of ERPs, but I'll talk about their similarities and then I'll talk about their difference. So their similarities here is that these are the major software developers of ERPs, where the top three basically are SAP, Oracle, and Microsoft Dynamics. Between Microsoft Dynamics and Oracle, I don't know which one is the second, but clearly SAP is the leader in that space when it comes to enterprise ERPs. And in terms of their similarities, just as we have seen so far, all of them are prepackaged software, because there is really no way that you are able to design to the needs of a business, and it's not efficient, so to speak, in that manner. What really will happen is that these prepackaged software have to be configured. And this is where functional consultants comes in. So the functional consultants, I think that's giving me an idea of segueing into like the last aspects of this presentation where we talk about the career opportunities, right? So this prepackaged software needs to be tuned to the needs of businesses. And this is where you have the roles of solution architects, you have the roles of business analysts, and then also even the implementation requires somebody who have experience, because these are very risky implementations. I talked about the fact that if these are not done properly, a business could actually fold up. It has happened. Business have folded up because the SAP or the ERP, let's not put SAP on the spot here. So the ERPs generally, if they have not been implemented properly, it could result into this, because these are enterprise scale implementations. That means the impact could be global in the sense that if things are not done properly, then it could impact the entire organization. So my point here is that all of these softwares, they are prepackaged, and they all have features, modules that specifically addresses every business function, quality management, HR, supply chain management, procurement, project services, meaning project management. Just mention any business process that exists within an organization. These ERPs have that capability, that robustness to be able to handle any of this, but albeit at a standard business practice level, where then it requires some type of implementation cycle that is establishing the requirements of an organization, having a project management plan to conduct the implementation, using developers to carry out some type of customization to suit your specific needs. And then you also have functional consultants who are basically configuring the system. These functional consultants also have specific subject matter expertise. That is, if they are being hired to do configuration as a functional consultant, then maybe their area of specialization will be in either the finance area, or their specialty is in the supply chain management area. it also happens that there are some functional consultants that can handle more than one business business process area. They can handle finance, they can handle procurement, they also can handle distribution. So, or supply chain management, as in the case of Oracle Fusion Cloud. So, aside from that, when it comes to their differences, I would say, first of all, is they are different vendors. And aside from that, the code behind these applications are different from one company to the other. And also the database technologies that each one of these companies are using are different. And this is where we're going into the technology rabbit hole, right? Which is not my forte. But what I want to say specifically is that SAP, for example, would use what they call the HANA database. So if you have been hearing S4HANA, this is what they're talking about. They're all just talking about that their application that they've released recently is based on what they call an HANA database. I think something about advanced database. Before, I think they were using MySQL was the database that they were using. And of course, interestingly, Oracle originally is a database company, right? So I think it gives them an advantage because a lot of the implementations that was happening in SAP or others like Microsoft Dynamics were actually being implemented on Oracle database. All right, so which means it could mean that there are a whole lot of other features when it comes to database technology that Oracle could offer, but that aside, there are other database technologies that are out there aside from the ones that these guys are known for. Let me see if I can remember any other differences between them. Well, the other similarity I didn't mention is that when it comes to implementation cycle, usually, especially for the project managers, each of these companies have their own implementation cycle. There are some uniqueness to how they implement or they deploy the technology. So SAP, for example, have their own, Microsoft Dynamics have their own, and then Oracle have their own implementation cycle as well. And then the differences here being that the implementation cycles will also require that if you are a specialist, like a project manager or IT, let's say business system analyst, for example, who is specialized in, let's say Oracle Cloud Fusion implementation, you might not necessarily have what it takes to be able to deploy an SAP technology, unless you have been specifically trained and you have experience in that. Remember, again, this is an high-risk project. So companies are always looking for those who have implemented these systems before so that they can minimize their risk when it comes to the capability of the consultants. So that is as far as I can go when it comes to talking about the differences between these two technologies or any other type of ERPs out there. So I don't know, I think somebody have their hands up. I don't know this name, Dam Labin, is it? Dam
Yes.
Labin.
Yeah,
Yes,
Dam
Dam
Labin.
Labin. Yeah, hi to everyone. I'm Dam Labin and I'm joining right here from Calgary in Alberta.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's my first time to be here. I just saw the link in a WhatsApp group of my community because I'm a Cameroonian. So yes, thank you. So I just have a simple question. I just, since the beginning, we are just talking about the advantages of this ERP cloud-based solution. So I just want to ask if there is any disadvantage of this new technology comparing to the old fashion, which was, let's say, server-based in a physical server-based in locally in a company. So that's my first question. And
Okay.
yes, to end, the second question is just like it will be more oriented to career opportunities. Yeah, because I have a background in IT because I'm just 1 year to Canada. Next month, it will be 1 year that I'm in Canada. And I have a small background in IT. And right now, I'm get training to database administrator. I'm following a program right now at SET, which is just a, I think, yeah, at SET here in Calgary. So as database administrator. So I'm just at the beginning of my training, and I just want to know what would be, or let's say, how can I use this knowledge as, let's say, database administrator as I'll finish this program to, let's say, to take more advantage in this Oracle, let's say, Oracle ERP. And also, what is the particular, because now, like you say you are more specialist of SAP ERP, but you are, let's say, vulgarizing this Oracle Fusion Cloud ERP. What, let's say, what could be an advantage of going into the Oracle Fusion Cloud ERP right now in terms of jobs opportunity? Thank you. And sorry for my English. French is my first language, so
right.
I'm still learning English. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I think the first one I will answer here is when you talk about your current career, like what are the opportunities that exist, for example, in the Oracle environment. So the one thing I'll quickly mention is the advantage you have in the sense that you are an IT person who understands how database works, right? So for ERPs, really, they cannot work without databases. I mean, just like any other application, they can't work without databases. So this will be like a kind of a strength for you if you're really pursuing business systems, which is the general name I will use for all of these technologies, right? But for me, I think you are more on the infrastructure side of things. However, it presents an advantage in that you understand the underlying technology that actually is used to run the systems, and this will be like an opportunity for you to also expand your boundaries beyond just the infrastructure, the technology that is sitting in the back end. So that's what I could speak to these. And there are different areas that you could explore when it comes to this beyond just project management. An area is IT security, because this ties to the question you asked earlier about, okay, data servers being on premise, where the companies are running the technology themselves versus you don't have to care about that. Of course, we know the overarching reason why companies are moving to cloud is it's cost efficient, right? It's cost efficient, and it would really be a no-brainer for especially the large-scale companies to still want to keep running the IT. So in a way, it might be a disadvantage for somebody like you were saying. And I think maybe where this whole discussion is drifting to is to also maybe start looking at your career going forward, and trying to see what opportunities might exist as companies move away from on-premise implementations of these softwares to cloud-based. So it might then be that you have to reposition yourself if you still want to stick to the core IT area. You might be looking more into the cloud infrastructures. How do you become like Azure oriented? For example, this is the Microsoft one. So like I was saying earlier, there are other databases out there on which these ERPs can actually be implemented. So which are cloud databases. So I mentioned earlier that SAP is HANA, that's their database, whereas Oracle have their own native databases. But there is in the cloud space right now, when it comes to cloud computing, you have Amazon, okay, the AWS, you have Azure, which is Microsoft, and maybe some other type of cloud computing services out there. I know there's IBM as well. So you might actually then want to reconsider and see how you switch more into those areas that is emerging within the IT technology space, because a lot of these companies are moving over to cloud applications. And even SAP, I think it's from 2025, they are no longer supporting companies that are not moving to the cloud application. So that is very huge. I was saying earlier that SAP has the highest installed base of, on-premise SAP systems. And if they are saying that everybody has to move to the cloud by 2025, there is a huge implication there, not only for those companies, who might not have the support of SAP anymore, also the fact that those guys whom they have hired currently that are managing their on-premise servers would probably be let go, right? So I'm not trying to say there is a cataclysm type of situation that is going to happen, but we know it's going to have a major impact on the careers of those who are specialized in those type of database technology. So my point here is maybe you want to look at opportunity that exists within this cloud infrastructure and see how you position your better going forward in your career. It doesn't mean you should move totally away from what you're doing right now and just launch out into ERPs as a solution architect or anything like that. But at least you can take it a step at a time to understand the underlying technology that is very close to what you're doing right now, and then see what other opportunity exists in that ecosystem, be it Oracle, SAP, or whichever one you think will be best aligned with what you're doing currently. So that's my short, end of the long, winded, response. But I hope it makes sense for you.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome. So that's where we're going to put an end to the conversation today. I really appreciate you guys for joining. But I want to quickly mention that for those who are exploring supply chain technology, we do have offerings that are currently scheduled for training on data analysis, SAP MM, SAP FI, and we also have the project management cohort. All of these are starting in October. For those who are in supply chain, we have the CPIM, CLTD study groups. So if you are really serious about moving into the IT space, supply chain technology, I think these are the ways you need to approach. I see a lot of offerings out there that will want to do kind of a what I would call it is a rapid change kind of a career transition, which is not working. And a lot of you guys know that, you go through this boot camp, and at the end of the day, you actually don't really understand what they're talking about. You're not confident enough to go for an interview and say you are a business analyst or a business system analyst, because they're not really like getting hands-on, to learn these things and see and be able to build your confidence in how these things work. So our own approach is more experiential. If they need be, you could actually also work with us as an intern, where you're getting the opportunity to actually apply this knowledge, and then you're confident enough to actually apply and interview for these jobs. So that's the type of things we're trying to do more in serial projects. The data analysis, for example, is actually going to be based on Excel, advanced Excel, and Power BI. So we're not going to be throwing SQL at you because you are even still trying to figure out advanced Excel. Now we're adding SQL and we're talking about Python, So all of these things, when people get dropped into these, new zones of technology, and having to learn all of that within that short period, it ends up not really adding much value in terms of your learning for skills upgrading. And of course, you'll have spent the money and wouldn't have really gone anywhere. So my point here is this: it should more of what we're offering is experiential in nature. getting hands-on, especially in the areas of ERP. And for the Oracle, we're going to have more of these sessions where we'll probably do a deep dive into the SCM, the financials, or the HR. And then at some point, we will introduce a training in that area, especially for those who are in SCM, supply management, supply chain management, and then also the financials, because that's the foundation of it. And we're also exploring an actual system, a business systems analysis training, where you will then get hands-on or one or two of the systems. Then that gives you an opportunity to be confident enough to say, okay, I did this, I did. And currently in our SAP consulting trainings, what we are doing in hands-on, like the things that you actually be doing when you go for when you are hired as a functional consultant, that's what we're actually training, because you're going to be practicing those things. And of course, you're going to be encountering issues, and then the consultant is there to